Good evening. Today is Monday, August 16th, 2021. I'm not going to be long today because I don't really have a lot to talk about. I got up in an off putting mood. Wasn't that I was sad, wasn't that I was happy. I was just blah. And then I had to put my two and two together, and I realized that, I may have taken a tad too much medication on yesterday. So all I really wanted to do today was sleep. Didn't want to talk to nobody. Didn't want to be involved in any heavy anything. But as fate would have it, I got up and my life wasn't my own. Which is why I'm getting to you at is this six this is 10:16 p.m. as opposed to 2 o'clock, whatever, on yesterday. So I'm going to keep this real short, and I'm just going to say what I've even typed this out in 20 font so I can look at it and be satisfied. And I've been saying this for the last 2 days. So it's just a reminder that I need to uh, mm, keep my thoughts more together or stay on a point more often. But I've already told you, I can get started and then get distracted very easily. And I may have to work my way back to my first starting point because the distraction was real. Number one. Number two, I'm trying to ensure that I improve my speech to where I am communicating an idea that is being understood by all of us because I'm attempting to take the time to use words efficiently and effectively. One. Two, you guys know I'm always going to go left because I'm always thinking something left. So will she come back to her people activities? You betcha. Will she reference Francis Cress Welsing's ISIS papers and those people activities? You betcha. Is she going to talk about the Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and his segregation academies? You betcha. Do you think she's going to really, really, really lean in to these segregation academies? You betcha. Because the more I think about it, the madder I become. So, since you men seem to lack the political courage to provide genuine, genuine concern for improving the material conditions of all our lives, those of you who are in power are responsible for securing the efficient and effective functionings of the economy and defense for all our people, all 330 million of us in the United States of America in this 245-year democracy. So, having said all that, I'm going, okay, I got it, I got it. And then I get mad again because I really don't want to talk about I pulled it up. I really, really, really don't want to talk about these segregation academies. It's just a real deal, and it's a pissy thing for me in my house. And I'm talking about the House of African Americans. I'm talking about the big house now. The big house where all African Americans sit at the table. Yeah, that house. That house across all these 50 states. And as my girl, oh, it's not Miss Ruffin, and her name is escaping me right now, but she says that we are 50 states masquerading as one democracy. And she's right. Because the more we let you guys who are governors and lieutenant governors subtly or overtly or covertly enact laws that are going to negatively impact the majority of this, of all the minorities of this, then we have to come to the table. We have to sit down and we have to hash some things out. I'm looking at what's happening with the war in Afghanistan and Kabul. And I'm going to say the same thing I said many segments ago. And I'm not really sure what the country was, but I'm sure we were on this continent as we are in Afghanistan. But there were a group of women maybe 20 years ago whose husbands went to war and whose presidents and vice presidents and military people all convinced them to go to war. And these women kept getting body bags of their husbands and their children. So they said, oh, this is how you want to do us. Well, let's show you what our last hand will be. And these women decided to join forces and refuse to satisfy their men in any shape, form, or fashion. Mm. And after a minute or so, maybe not a minute, but there were some changes beginning to show. Because one thing we know about men, they love us. And to that end, women, we're now going to have to dig way down into our stomachs and put on huge big girl panties and try to solve some of these issues that are impacting a lot of women. Oh, I'm sorry. Those would be your black women, your brown women, your women of color, your unfortunate your poor white women. You don't want me to recognize you guys as being poor because I know you are, and I know some of you all are going through trials and tribulations. You just somehow don't want to recognize them. You want to stay in your zone voting for that little man named Trump and all that kind of ideology. I understand. But sooner or later, even as you go to sound sleep, poor white women, the one thing I know you know you're poor. How do I know that? Because I know when I'm poor, and I'm poor. And to the extent that I've been poor for 75 years, trust me, I know there are some poor white women out in my world or the world that do have children who are struggling just like me. And so, to the extent that we can get a little bit better in how we're treating one another, it would be most appreciative. I didn't want to go back to Patrick and his segregation schools because it hurts my feelings that there was a person in position of power that was able to create a zone of safety to protect his children and not have a general concern for the protection of all of our children that entered public schools in the state of Texas. It's been amazing. And then to look at it on paper and to actually understand that you are telling me in broad daylight that these are called segregation academies troubled me. I don't know how to feel nice about that. I don't think there's a way I can feel nice about that. Because for me, I happen to have read the book by Isabel Wilkerson. The book is called Caste, Caste. I talked about it yesterday. These are the origins of our discontent, more specifically, the origins of my discontent. Mm. And the only thing I had to understand about this big, thick book was what you did since 1619 and what you're trying to continue to do today. Okay, so I personally call them bitch ass moves, but you are trying your best to continue to put them out there. These bitch ass moves. Because what I've understand, being 75 years here strong, I'm not happy. I'm not even statistically happy. I'm not free. There is no way I can think I'm free. I know I'm not. I know every day I get up, I have to deal with something. Some oppression, some suppression, some mm, off the cuff violence, some police brutality. If not police brutality, some economic instability. And all of these things cannot be affecting young women with children in relationships under 75 because it gives you just something else you have to deal with. Unfortunately, as Miss Wilkerson has made it very plain that and according to her book, Caste, that the only thing that makes this whole thing work is that one, it's all about the race. It's all about the color. Your best bet living in America, enjoying the white privilege of America, is that you can't get up white. And the only problem with that is that 33% of that 331 million folk that live in the United States want to have better outcomes because, ooh, they deserve them. Okay? And I don't know how that those other people that like to enslave have been able to convince the majority of you that that enjoy enslaving people of color. Don't get it twisted. You all enjoy this stuff. And all I'm trying to say to you in my tired, waning, WANEING days is that I'd like to see you do something better. Okay? Women, I'd like to see us do something better. I would like for those of us that can to try to understand another perspective, and embrace it. We are not the only folks in America. You have been accustomed to making it a black and white issue since 1619. And all I'm saying to you is that we're tired now. We can see now. We understand you have no intention. Because one of those people activities is religion. It's not coming from Hagee. It's not coming from Olson. It's not coming from Joel Osteen. It's not coming from the plain people. The Jesse Duplantis. It's not coming from T.D. Jakes. Don't make me go down that religion. It's not coming. You all are not trying to save a soul. You're only trying to save yourself. So, women, what I'm asking is to just suck on and have to swallow on and are going to have to come to understand that right now, at this time, women need to unite. Women across the board need to unite. Well, who are these women? Well, they are your black women and your white women and your brown women and your women of color and your women across the board whose journeys are vulnerable. We're going to have to reach back and pull some folk forward. We're going to reach back, pull some boats in a boat forward. We have got to learn how to share and be of good spirit. Oh my God. We have just the anger, take it down a notch. My children tell me all the time, ooh, take it down a notch. Let's just breathe, inhale, exhale, and take our frustrations down a notch. Because prayerfully, we will all get up in the morning to another clock set and another 86,400 seconds in that day. And we need to be nice. Sorry. We need to demonstrate human kindness, respect human dignity, respect the value of everybody you see, begin to find joy, because those that sow in tears, they will weep in joy, reap in joy, reap in joy. If you sow in tears, we will reap in joy. Good night, guys. Yours in liberty.